Mayor Bass comes out and says that she's open to letting non-citizens vote in city elections. She verbatim says we need to explore, and we know why. We know why, because they're the only demographic who their English is so lacking that they will just vote for someone based on skin tone, which is an advantage for Democrats. Skin tone, accents, things like that. That's why Kamala Harris, she goes to California, starts talking like a bean cake, and people love her for it. They're like, oh my God, she's brown, I'm brown. We both had that same accent. Oh my God, hello, you, ¿cómo estás? Remember that? Yeah. So that's what they want to do in LA. Here we go.
Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez, who has endorsed you, he wants to explore ways to let non-citizens vote in city elections. I know that there are some cities that already do this, but politics is all about timing. With Donald Trump in the White House, is this the right time for Los Angeles to go down this path?
Well, I think we need to explore it. Now, I've not seen exactly what he's calling for. I have a little familiarity of what happens in other cities. And for example, some cities will allow people to vote in like city council and school board elections because they pay local taxes, but they are not necessarily undocumented. They might be here completely legally, but have not finished the citizenship process.
That's funny. Becky calls her Q-tip head. That's hilarious. Yeah. You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of the Berenstein Bears.
So we'll wait and see. But some questioned that around sanctuary cities too. But we made that into law even though Trump had been elected, and it was because our population of immigrants who are vulnerable were terrified. And that provided a measure of security for a minute. And no one anticipated we'd have the military roll up on us.
Councilmember.
Yeah, you need the military rolled up on you. Anyways, let's go look this up. Berenstein Bears. Yeah. That's probably an insult to the Berenstein Bears, huh? Here, open image, a new tab. There you go. There's Karen Bass right there on the left. Next story. Chicago is going to pass an ordinance to conceal election workers' identities. Yeah, we know what this is for. That way they can cheat and no one's going to be able to question anybody. They're calling it the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Fair Access to Democracy Ordinance. Really? Because it sounds more like you're going to be protecting your vote count cheaters. Wow. So anyways, that's what Chicago's doing. Everyone's up to something to try to save their election so that they can stay in power. Because the black community is sick and tired of all these illegal bean cakes, all the crime they're committing, and all the jobs that they're taking. Even the Mexican Americans are pissed off about it. Oh, it gets worse, guys. Virginia. Spanberger is signing an EO to keep ICE away from polling places. Yeah. And by the way, this is a state which I was surprised to hear about. This is a state that already allows non-citizens to vote in state elections. Yeah, I had no idea that this is a thing. It is absolutely illegal for non-citizens to vote. And actually, I don't know if it's state or if it's a county or municipal elections. But she's now going to ban ICE from patrolling these polling centers so that they can make sure their ballot harvesters get to vote and harvest lots of ballots. Which is why we need to stop Iran, because Iran's funding a lot of that ballot harvesting, are they not? It was Iran that had over 100,000 Yulkova ballots, right? That are voting from overseas, right? Iranian nationals, guys. The IRGC is voting in our elections. Tell me that's not an act of war. Tell me we started the war. No, we didn't. They did. They stole our election. They stole our election and let a bunch of criminals come into this country to destroy the country. That's an act of war.